platform to fix California is simple. We are going to go back to what government is supposed to care about. Priorities of government are supposed to always be the same, and that's what we will ensure. Number one priority of government is public safety. Public safety and fire will be our number one priority in this state. I will do everything I can to make our cost of living and all of those things better, but if we are not safe in the grocery store or walking down the street, it doesn't make it a good state, and we will be a great state again when we care about public safety. We will keep you all safe. Fire is the same thing. Our fire department is completely neglected in California. That has to change. Absolutely must change. We absolutely have to care whether or not our cities are going to burn down. And we have to do everything we can to prevent those fires from not only reaching individual homes, but doing what we saw in January and wiping out an entire city. That was not a fire's fault. It was not global warming's fault. That was a complete failure of decades of government. We will remove those restrictions on the fire agencies, and we will allow them to protect you. The environmentalists, and the activists that are preventing most things from happening in California, I will be their roadblock. They will not be appeased any longer. Environmentalists and activists will not run California government. You will. Public safety and fire is number one. Number two is infrastructure. Infrastructure is everything that has to do with California. It's roadways, it's electric grid, it's power grid, it's waterways. Water is unbelievably important, especially in Southern California. But for those of us in Southern California, you have no idea what not only our farming, Riverside County, it's a beautiful county, it's huge, but we're a massive farming community, all the way from Blythe, all the way to here. And then the central part of the state, all the way to the north, is all farming. California leads and supplies the U.S. with food. Farming and agriculture is the number one driver of our economy, and they are being completely forced out of business by a regulated government, regulated industry that is forcing them to lose their farms, all because of water. If you want to control people, you have to control their water and their food. If you control their water, you control their food. We will make sure that we have all of the water that we need in California. And here's the secret. We already have it. California gets more rain and snowfall, more water than any state in the country. We have never had a water problem in California. Even in Southern California, we have a complete water management problem. That government is not doing its job to make sure that we have the water that we need for Californians. That ends with me as your governor. You all voted. You all voted about a dozen years ago for bond measures, billions of dollars to build new reservoirs in California to supply the entire state with water. Do you know how many reservoirs have been built since then? You all have the correct answer, 0, but the real answer is -4. Because since you voted for dams and reservoirs, they took 4 away, and there's 1 still in the process that Newsom has promised to remove before he leaves. This is a purposeful act of government to not provide you with water. That ends on day 1 with me as your governor. The number one reason why we're not building reservoirs is because of activists. They are preventing us from building dams and reservoirs because bugs and weeds and ridiculous little fish are more important than you. Human life is no longer important to California government. It's weeds, bugs, and fish. And that ends with me as your governor. Those regulations that are preventing those dams get signed away on day 1. Removed, completely removed. That is the power of the governor. The power of the governor's signature is every single regulation in California can be removed with the stroke of a pen. And I'm going to have writer's cramp for the first couple of years. It's going to be a massive effort to build that many dams. It's not going to be hard, because after I remove the regulations, the next day, maybe even the first day, I'm going to call our president. He said, Mr. President, sir, I'm not suing you. A huge favor on behalf of all Californians. I removed all the regulations that prevent dams and water from being built and supplied to our residents. But I need you to send me the Army Corps of Engineers to build me a whole bunch of dams. And this is my guarantee. He's going to do it. And he's going to willingly do it because he cares about Californians. He cares about California. He cares about America. And we are going to make it better. We are going to fix that. So infrastructure also is our electricity. How many people's rates went up? Everyone. And for SCE, for all of you people on SCE, all of us, we just got another 10% pay, or 10% increase. The governor just approved a 10% increase. Last year, SCE made $4 billion profit just by raising your rates. They didn't provide you a better infrastructure. They didn't bury any of the lines that are causing fires. They just raised your rates to take more money, and they still did not provide you the electricity for the entire year. That ends with me as your governor. We will force them to upgrade their equipment. We will force energy to go to a nuclear option that is more economical, more efficient, and safer for the environment. The argument that they have falls extremely hollow when you just ask basic questions afterward. We will have our complete electricity that we need. We will have the water that we need. Infrastructure will be taken care of because that should be a priority of the government. Number 3 is education. We have failed an entire generation, possibly 2, maybe even 3 generations of kids because we have failed to educate them and prepare them for adulthood. We absolutely must make education a priority. They have to be taught skills and educated. We absolutely, right now, we pay more per student than anyone in the country, nearly more, and we are at the bottom of the success scale for education. That changes with me as your governor. We will have a voucher program in California that is not only can you send not only will you be able to send your kids to whatever public school that you want, but you will be able to use them for private school, charter schools, and homeschools. As your governor, I control the purse strings for our education system. And we will force them with the threat of money to actually educate our kids. I can promise you that as your governor that there will never, ever, ever be another boy in your daughter's locker room. They will not compete against your daughters in athletics. And we will still have this available for all of you that want it. But for those of you that do not, your children will not have to be vaccinated to get into school.